One of the inspirations for starting Elligo came from really close to home. For years and years and years, I went to a small town barber in the city of Dripping Springs, which is just west of Austin. And I liked going to this small barber shop and going to see Anthony every few weeks. And he knew everybody in the community and had all the good stories to tell. One time, Anthony told me that he had developed pancreatic cancer and told me that he was going to be getting treatment at Ascension Hospital here. And we talked a little bit about it. And I thought, well, this is something that it's an area that I've spent the last 25 years of my life working in clinical trials, and told him that, hey, at the right time, if conventional treatments don't work, I'd love to help him find a trial that could help him and prolong his life and maybe help others. He went through his whole treatment regimen, worked throughout that time. And when the time came, I went and dutifully looked up trials that would be applicable to him and came back to him and said, here, Anthony, here's some trials you could do. And all of them were at MD Anderson in Houston. And he looked at them and said, John, that's great, but I just can't do that. He said, I got to keep working as much as I can to pay for my insurance and help support my family. I don't want to be away from my family that long. And I just can't do it. If it was here in Austin, I'd be happy to do it. I'd be really interested in doing it, but it's just too far. And I remember thinking to myself, gosh, we're the 11th largest city in the United States. And yet we don't have an option for him locally. And that seemed a little crazy. And we also have, a patient here who had interest in participating. There's some biotech company that's waiting to get a new treatment on the market that would love to have another patient to see that their product work. There's millions of patients who could use a new treatment on the market that are now going to wait a little longer for that treatment. And I'm sure those physicians running the clinical trials are also sitting back waiting for that. And it all came because there's only a few sites doing a trial that he didn't have access because it wasn't near him. And I thought, this is sort of crazy. We should be able to find a way to enable more physicians to offer clinical trials so that their patients can participate without putting all of this burden on the patients. Unfortunately, we weren't able to solve this for Anthony. He passed away. But I think we've made great strides in building out research infrastructure for patients and physicians everywhere so that more people like Anthony can participate in clinical trials for themselves and for others. That's why we're doing what we're doing at Elligo.